how to keep the fights clean after. This tool is called
Argument-Even-Better-Ifing.
So we came up with this tool one Christmas. It was the only Christmas Raj and I ever spent alone, just the two of us. And we had a call with his mom, and I thought I was being friendly. There's pauses between him and his mom, and I'm like, okay, and just chatting away, not realizing that he's fuming and upset because I won't shut up and he's not even getting to talk to his mom.
So we're sitting there in the living room, just about ready to embark on our Christmas day, and got into a tiff.
Well, you should have spoken up. I was just trying to be social. It's not my fault you're being quiet.
So we pulled out, so to speak.
It took about 20 minutes, got a little bit crunchy.
Using one of our other tools, stop, shift, start.
Yeah.
But later that night, right?
I think it was the next day. I was thinking the next day in the morning, we like to take showers together.
Thunder Conference Center.
Yeah, or the water conservation program, right? So we're showering together, and Raj said, we did okay yesterday. That fight only lasted about 20 minutes, but, I bet we could have done better. And he said, maybe we should look at how we did in the argument. I said, okay, well, if we're going to look at how we did in that argument, let's not get stuck in that argument. Let's look at what's the criteria for looking at all of our arguments so we can learn from them and do better next time. We created this about 3 years ago, and I've been using it for us and with our clients, and it's super fantastic anchor to get clear on how to move past an argument without rehashing it all. You have something really specific and tangible to kind of walk you through.
And we actually use a variation of this tool in our coaching practices, with me with businesses and Gabby with the clients. And even better ifing means, hey, how can we do that even better next time if we did this? So it'd be even better if we do this.
Yeah, it removes the blame from the get-go. It's not like, let me tell you how you cannot screw up next time. Not the theme of this. Let me tell you where you did screw up this last time. That's not the theme of this either. But how can we do better? How can I do better next time? So the first question we ask is, how often does this fight happen? Is it you're having it every day? Raj and I say, we call it 10. A 10 is that we've never had that fight before. That's a good fight. If you've never had that fight and you're in new territory, in our opinion, that's awesome. How extreme did it get? Did the neighbors call the cops? That's not so good. The cool thing is over time, we've gotten to refine the calibration of the number of how extreme it got. For example, the first 3 years we were together, we would swear at each other. We'd even call each other names, huh? Would you like it when I called you names?
No.
No. Yeah. Did it ever help our argument move forward when I called you names? No. Yeah. So we stopped doing that. So that would have been an extreme argument for us, but now we've had to recalibrate because we just don't do that anymore. But so each couple can decide for themselves what does look extreme. Some areas we tell people to pay attention to is threatening the relationship, right? Is that off limits? Could be swearing at each other or name calling, but people get to decide for themselves.
And then you want to look at how long an argument lasts, right? Initially, when we get into arguments, they could last for days.
Days and days.
Suffering, wasting many, precious moments in life, and
ruined vacation. One argument turns into 3 days of being pissed off. One of our teachers said to us, if you're upset for more than 5 minutes, you're being arrogant. Right? Because you're just getting caught up in it. If you have your reaction, express it, move through it. So you don't want to get stuck.
Then we look at, did we use any of our tools? Because we want to just bring some awareness to, did we actually use the tools that we've developed and that we teach?
Or was it like tools were out the window, like I just didn't see any tools? Or it's like, ooh, ninja, nonviolent communication. And we did do-overs, and we did stop, shift, start, and we did eye gazing, and ha. Been a couple then when I'm working with them, if they've had an argument, I'll have them go through this and they'll be like, no tools. Great, there's a place to start. What tool could you use next time when this argument comes up? And then last but not least,
did we learn any lessons? We really want to look at what lessons we learned, really take as much out of the argument as we can, and really set ourselves up to do better next time. We may identify some tools that we want to really make sure we use next time, and also bring that lesson that we learned forward so that we don't squander that work that we did.
Yeah, we even like to name our arguments afterwards. You don't want to settle for the breakdown, just getting past it. You want to translate that energy into the breakthrough. that the argument can actually create intimacy if you don't get stuck in just blame and making each other wrong, but instead you're willing to lean in and say, well, the fact that we had an argument means that we had a breakdown in general, and let's just as partners see where we can learn from that. It's okay, we had a fight, let's just do better next time. No one has to be blamed here, let's just do better.
Let's do better. Now, could you explain the numbering system? Because there's a scoring element here.
Yes, just scoring. As I said, how often does this happen? You know, a 10 is awesome. You know, you're going like the Olympics, you want a 10. A 1 would be, it happens all the time and it never stops. How extreme did it get? You get to decide on those numbers for yourself. But for me, a 1 would be the neighbors called the cops, right? And a 10 would be, was that even a fight? You know, just we didn't even raise our voices or anything. How long did it last? A 10 would be, we got through that in 5 minutes. You know, we really went in there and boy, we were pissed quick, but we pulled out. And a 1 would be, we've been in this fight for 3 days and still haven't spoken. Did you use any tools? You know, the 10 would be the, oh yeah, nonviolent communication. You know, we were ninjas. We just used tons of tools. A 1 would be tools, what tools? And learning any lessons would be, yes, we named our fight. We put a once a week meeting in to look at how we're doing in that issue. So we talked about it beforehand. There's all sorts of different things you can do, but if you are putting action into place, you give it a high number. If you were like, no, we just got through the fight and we didn't do anything to learn from it, then that would be a 1.
Yeah, and you can start tracking just how you're doing in general when you're in an argument. You score with these 5 out of 10 a 50, which is awesome. And if it's lower, how, you know, just tracking, like, are we improving or are we not?
Yeah, most couples, when I first start working with them, they're more in like the 2 or the 3s, you know, not a very high number at all. I do want to just point out, just personalize this for those of you who are watching this, and then you're at least making progress. It doesn't have to be that you're ending all arguments, but you're really starting to bring some concrete, specific questions that you can ask without getting into a blame fest, and still move forward without just moving past an argument, but actually moving forward.